Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clearview Ice Arena for today's match between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and your Robert Morris University Colonials. Now, this is a back-to-back game. Last night, the Colonials were victorious 6-2 over the Scarlet Knights. I'm Cadeyn McCrory, alongside me, Alex Gagnon. And Alex, it was an eventful game last night, to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least is the correct way to put it if you ask me. 4 goals in the first period for the Colonials. And then a couple the second period got quite chippy by the end of it. Things kind of settled down in period number 3, but I guarantee you both teams are not going to forget that going into this second game of 2 here, just a few short hours removed from last night's contest. But last night was a lot of fun. It was especially fun, I'd imagine, for RMU forward and senior captain Justin Adamski, logging his 100th point in ACHA action, so congratulations to him. Then he also tacked on, I think, 101 and 102 not too long after it. But, yeah, he had himself quite a game, and they'll probably be looking to see him really perform on that top line again there with Kramer on his right and who was on his left? Was it Palumbo on the left? Yeah. So we'll hope to see some more of that action here today as well. Not to mention, defensively, the Colonials looked pretty good. Parker Rutherford wasn't tested too often last night, and when he was, he came up pretty big on most occasions. So, overall, there was a lot to like from last night's performance if you're a Colonials fan. On the Rutgers side, you could definitely tell that there was some travel weariness. I'd imagine the night in the hotel, rest up, recover, ready to go for round 2 here. I have a feeling we might get a much closer matchup here today, Cadeyn.
I think so. As CJ said last night, if anyone that watched the broadcast, you take away that first period, which was a terrible first period for Rutgers. The score would be 2-2 for the last 2 periods.
You bet.
I definitely can see where this game is a lot closer. But if Rutgers starts the way that they did last game, RMU can easily just run it up and then just play defense and hold back. And speaking of memories last night with Adamski's 100th and the hat trick, first ever goals in ACHA action for Greg Kramer and Garrett Walker. So we talked about the freshman impact early in this. And those are 2 of the guys. And then also Alejandro Apud, Connor Moran.
Apud got an assist last night on one of the Adamski goals. I don't know if that's his first ACHA point or if he got some in Canisius. I haven't checked the score sheet, but it's definitely
I think Moran had a goal or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then also one of the guys that I liked a lot was a defenseman, Hunter Hodgson. Mm-hmm. He was playing on that top pair with Blake Logis, and he seemed like they meshed really well. As CJ said, that's Braden Harbison 2.0.
Yeah, man, I mean, that's not an easy player to replace in the lineup, but he filled in pretty good last night. We'll have to see if he can maintain that level of play over the course of the season here, because if so, that'll be a huge boost for the Colonials' blue line. The referees have indeed taken the ice, which means we're probably only moments away from taking the start here when the players hit the ice. So shouldn't be too much longer at this point here. And then we'll get the anthem, I'm pretty sure, from the one and only Mr. John Tucci.
I hope so.
So I believe he is in the building. I'm not sure where he is, but I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
Looking around.
Is Mickey starting?
No.
I do not believe so. I do believe he'll be helping out the coaching staff this afternoon.
Yeah, that is correct. He is out with injury that he suffered at Canisius.
Gotcha, okay. So unfortunately, no Nate Mickey in the lineup here tonight, and wow, they just cranked up the music in here.
Yeah. Speaking of the referees hitting the ice, to the left of us, for anyone that's paid attention to our roller hockey, you see the head coach, Mr. Derek Carlins. So now RMU takes the ice. Derek Carlins right in front right here to the left of us. Check out his interview on our YouTube page. Really nice guy, and he coaches a really good hockey team as well with the roller squad. That also includes Roman Kramer and Gio Palumbo on that squad from this D1 team. As now here comes the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Looks like Jake Lakatos is back in the crease again for Rutgers. Had a really good second half of his game.
The teams have indeed starting to take the ice here, and gotta tell you, it's good to be back at the island. It really is.
It's been a long time coming for us. The only other time we've been down here since the last home game was to do the roller hockey stuff and to do the media day with the roller hockey team as well.
Yeah, which
with,
was
of course,
one
Mr.
of
Referee.
Same. Yeah. Well, linesman.
Linesman,
yeah.
Mr. Derek Carlins.
So, both teams getting their starting lineups here. It looks like the Colonials are going to have Kevin Mackey in net on their side. And trying to see who they've got in net for Rutgers.
That's
there.
Jake Lakatos again.
Is it Lakatos?
It is.
I don't think that's the same number, is it?
31?
Oh, it is 31. All right, yep. Lakatos is in net once again. It looked like 41 for a second. But
We'll send it down to PA announcer Austin McLean for Rutgers' starting lineup here.
On defense, number 77, Rich Koloszewski. On left wing, number 81, Nate Block. On right wing, number 44, Garrett Kala. At center, number 21, Thomas Hilliard. And in goal, number 31, Jake Cadeyn. The Scarlet Knights are coached by Joe Dixon. And now, the starting lineup for your Colonials. On defense, a senior from Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, number 17, Tyler Draper. On defense, a sophomore from New Canaan, Connecticut, number 5, Ben Webster. On left wing, a freshman from Mexico City, Mexico, number 21, Alejandro Abu. On right wing, a freshman from Springville, New York, number 27, Garrett Walker. At center, a sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 8, Keith Reed. And in goal, a senior from Arnold, Maryland, number 30, Kevin Mackey.
So Mackey in the crease. Keith Reed's line out here to start with Garrett Walker, the freshman, along with the other freshman, Alejandro Apud out of Mexico City, Mexico. Ben Webster, the sophomore transfer defenseman, starting with Tyler Draper, one of the alternate captains and leaders of the squad. As now we will send it back down to Austin McLean for the playing of our national anthem. Without John Tucci, sadly, tonight, but
Bummer.
still we get the anthem. We'll be right back.
Our national anthem.
Well, the anthem has been played. The players have been introduced. I say it's about time for round 2 here of Rutgers RMU, Caden.
Oh boy, nothing like Mr. Jeff Jimerson kicking things off for us. I know he's not actually here in the building, but I love that every time that we don't have Tucci, we get that anthem too.
Yeah, no shortage of quality options around here for the national anthem.
A little bit of a different setup as we see the second line getting the start here for Coach Joseph's squad. Keith Reed had a goal last night. Alejandro Apud who had an assist. Garrett Walker a goal himself. So
First
no
ever
shortage of
ACHA
depth.
goal.
Yeah, first ever ACH goal. No shortage of depth as Alejandro Apud is one of those guys looking for his first goal. And he's going to get plenty of opportunities on the second line with Reed. Here we go. Puck's down. Reed's going to win this draw back as the pressure from 21 Hillard as he checks off his man Ben Webster. Reed. Puck battling along the corner here. Webster trying to tie up his man. Puck bouncing around. Webster plays it up the boards. Chipped away here by Alejandro Apud. Back to get his number 44, Garrett Cotta. Try to get it out, but Webster throws it back in as he shakes off a check. Lacados out of his net, plays it off, number 77 in red. Sends it the whole way around the boards. Tyler Draper sends it back in. Colonials retouch up as Rutgers tries to set it up. Through the middle, tried to go to Cotta, past his stick. And now Webster has to get back. Webster and Cotta still battling for it. Cotta gets hit there by Keith Reed. To Hillard, to the point to Cross. Cross shot, good block there by Keith Reed. Rutgers still playing along the boards here. Look a lot better in this first period than they did yesterday. As Garrett Walker tries to make a check, he tumbles down. Shot here, puck bouncing around, and RMU gets that puck out, and Keith Reed's going to carry it as some Colonials get a change, including Keith Reed as he wisely dumps it in, but Hillard puts on the check at Keith Reed.
Yeah, no stoppages early in play here. The action hot and heavy, and I'm sure if, especially if Ben Webster wasn't awake yet, he is now. A couple of already real tough battles in the RMU defensive corner.
It's Palumbo. Someone stood up on a person trying to hit him. Adamski had 3 goals last night, including point number 100. Lojic trying to get it out, intercepted by number 12 Beck. Opportunity for Rutgers, shot saved by Mackey, rebound, colliding into the goaltender. Behind the net it goes, tried to go in front, still loose.
Bit of a fire drill in front of the RMU net, but things have calmed down at least for a moment here. Mackey can catch his breath. A couple of saves where he had to really flail around and make something happen.
Kramer gets that puck out. A couple of Rutgers Scarlet Knights going to get a quick change. Through the middle of the ice, Mackey's going to put that away. Hodgson on the chase, tries to go for Tyler Kovac. Chipped along the boards to Adamski. Adamski coming up, has Connor Moran with him. Adamski makes a move around one on his back end, shovels it in front, loose puck, couldn't put it home was Moran. Rutgers is going to pick it up now, and Oliver has to get back. Shove it on net there by Gutierrez. Mackey's going to cover that one up, and we'll get our first whistle of the game.
Yeah, only 2.5 minutes into the first period, first stoppage. You know, they really were playing around there for a bit there. RMU's really got to start tightening up in the defensive zone a little bit there. That could have gotten ugly early there. They were lucky that it's still 0-0 with the amount of chances Rutgers had in front.
Face-off won by the graduate senior Cam Smith. Poked away by Kovac, held at the line there by Kuliziski. The ref says never mind and calls it offsides. Derek Carlin's on the call. As the puck's going to come outside, the same unit of Smith, Kovac, and Moran will stay out there with the pairing of Macrio Costas and Albert. Cam Smith, right-handed shot center, wins that back to Macrio Costas. To Austin Albert. Through the middle, intercepted.
And the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are going to take it into the zone here.
It's Kovac. Chips it through to try to go to Moran. Albert to Smith. On his backhand, back to retrieve is number 58 there for Rutgers. In front, tried to go for Moran. Good outlook pass there. Smith at the line. Pokes it in. Goes to Kovac, leaves off for Moran. Moran around the circle. Tries to put a shot on sales just wide. Austin Albert now sends it around the boards. Behind the net. No one home, and Rutgers is going to pick up the loose puck.
Colonials have looked a little asleep here in the first couple minutes. I mean, they both teams are having a couple of chances, but there doesn't seem to be that level of urgency we saw in the first period of last night's game.
Picked up by Greg Kramer. Through the middle, tried to make a check there. Rob Byrne, the sophomore, shovels it towards the bench. Good hand by Trevor Kohlberg. Now the other way comes Greg Kramer. Kramer's shot hits off the stick there of Lacados for his first big save of the game. Draper's shot, blocked. Draper gets his own rebound, carrying it up himself. Draper towards the net, tried to go for Kohlberg, couldn't hit his stick. And now the whistle blows. So we wait to see the call here. Not exactly sure.
I'm not entirely sure either, unless they're saying it might have been like a hand pass or something, because everyone's bringing 5 back in here.
Yeah. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Colonials. The second line unit back out of Reed, Apud, and Walker. Reed in his feet. Good clear by number 21, Hillard. Back to retrieve his Draper, and it'll be a Rutgers icing.
Both teams, you think both teams would be taking a few more shots early because this feels very much like a feeling out process. But they also played 60 minutes against each other last night, so it's either a very different setting that they feel like they're in right now, or they have to kind of rediscover some of the tendencies each other had from last night because both teams, outside of that one flurry that Rutgers had about a minute into the game, dare I say timid almost.
Yeah. Apud tried to go for the stick of Walker. Walker on his horse. Locatos out of his net and plays it away. Apud down there as well. Webster pressured hard, banks it good off the boards as it stops right behind the goal crease. Is on the pressure is Alejandro Apud. Rutgers trying to break out of their zone. Keith Reed with the good stick to knock it away. Apud battling. Walker joins them. Out comes Rutgers. Walker gets a good stick. Walker takes a tumble. No call there. Up the boards, Draper. Tried to go down to Garrett Walker. Up the boards again it goes, and out of play.
Some nice work along the boards there from the Colonials. Really grinding to keep that one in and didn't really lead to any opportunities. But I tell you what, if they keep up the ability to keep the puck in the zone like that over the course of this game, the opportunities will definitely come from it.
Something I've noticed in this game, when they go to that right circle, they're putting right-handed shot players, and now Palumbo's going to take that draw. And the last one, Alejandro Apud did. So they like that right-handed shot on that right circle, as that's going to be sent the whole length of the ice, and it'll be another Scarlet Knights icing. I think that's the third one we've had here within about 2 or 3 minute span.
You know, I'm sure they're getting a bit of a breather with having the downtime between the face-offs here, but that Rutgers defensive course got to be getting a little tired. They've been out here a couple minutes now, because they haven't really been able to escape the zone just yet.
Adamski on the draw, try to win it back. Is Palumbo has a little extracurricular behind the play with McGinnis. Hodgson. His body along the boards, plays along to Roman Kramer. Stopped down by Kolizwisky. Shot sails off a couple bodies as Hodgson plays it back. Gio Palumbo, one of the wingers down to help, feeds up to Roman Kramer. Tried to go through the middle, stood up by Kolizwisky, and he gets taken down. Adamski picks it up, has a shot opportunity into the netting. Adamski with a good shot, a better stick there by the Rucker defender.
Well, it started off with a great play from Adamski to even get his stick on that puck, batting it out of midair to break himself onto a one-on-one opportunity, really, and kind of launched that one. I think Locatos got a piece of it and just got up into the netting. So
that first line is going to stick out onto the ice. Adamski wins it back to Kramer, over to Hodgson, to Palumbo behind the net. Turnover, Kramer to Adamski again. Puck still bouncing around. Rutgers is going to pick it up behind their own net. Up the boards, Logis just going to throw it back in. The Colonials have to touch up, and a couple of the wingers are going off for a change. Huge outlet pass through the middle. Tried to go for number 72, Osmaniak. Couldn't get on that. Kovac through the middle. Kramer and Adamski were there, just no one home. Mackey out of his crease, pressured hard by two Scarlet Knights. Up the boards is Kovac. Up to Kramer. Kramer working along the left side. Kramer shot. Good save by the netminder. Around it goes into open ice. RMU's defense got to get back. It's Gutierrez, 18 in red. Finds Osmaniak through the middle. Loose sticks in front. And it's going to poke out for Cam Smith to try to poke it away.
Yeah, Connor Moran with a good job there right in front of the net, being able to poke that one away from the high danger area.
Kulizwisky through the middle, try to go through the pass, and that's not going to be an icing. The referee waves it off. Mackey plays it behind the net. Up the boards to Connor Moran, couldn't hit that pass. Kulizwisky walking in. Turn, shot, taken away by the stick of Noah Nicholas. First time seeing him here on the Clearview ice in his young career with the Colonials. That is sent the length of the ice. Albert will touch it, and it'll be a Rutgers icing.
I tell you what, Rutgers has been very icing happy so far in the opening period. That is their fourth or fifth one, not to mention a couple that were close but got waved off. Not sure if that's intentional or if they're just missing their passes right now, but that is a short-term gain, long-term loss sort of situation there, Caden.
Rob Byrne, left-hand shot on the draw, back to the point. Draper tried to go for Trevor Kohlberg, one of the other freshmen. Did not play last night. Tyler Love, or Zach Love, out of the lineup, along with Andrew Finnegan, subbing in with Noah Nicholas. Draper puts on the brakes. Around, finds Ben Webster, back to Draper, playing catch. Back to Webster again. Up the boards, trying to go up is Greg Kramer. Byrne coming in to help out. Still battling for it, Kramer. Push behind was Webster. Gets this puck out and tries to go for Kohlberg. Kohlberg looking. Intercepted pass there by Kata. Draper up the Colonial side wall. Rutgers goes back as the Colonials are on the chase. Up the boards, tried to bat down by Kohlberg. Hillard gets crushed by Tyler Draper.
Draper finished all of that check.
And a little extra, and they're going to call that.
Yeah.
Or no, it'll be a RMU power play. As now they touch up, and I guess there's a little, I thought they might have got Draper for the extra shove, but instead it's going to be a Scarlet Knight to the box.
Looked like they were calling a hook on somebody.
It'll be 21 Thomas Hillard with 2 minutes for,
It's an RMU power play.
I couldn't see exactly what it was. We'll wait for the official call from PA announcer Austin McLean. But regardless, RMU is heading to the power play. 2 for 4 last night. 2 goals in the first period, 1 from Garrett Walker, 1 from Justin Adamski. It'll be Draper, Palumbo, and Reed up front with Kramer Adamski on the back end. Palumbo on the back end shot sticked away.
Good save there from Lacados.
Reed to Kramer, up to Adamski. Adamski shot through traffic, rebound shot again. Another block by 24 in red. Puck still bouncing around. Shot by Reed, sails wide. Draper to Palumbo. Chase is on. We're 14 in red, shoves that forward. Emzaqueta, and now there's going to be a Colonial penalty.
It's worth noting that the the Hilliard penalty was interference, they called.
Interference. And now Gio Palumbo, the guilty party, for a hook. And now we get to play some 4-on-4.
You bet. Admittedly, this Colonials team, at least at home last year, were not very good at 4-on-4. And the few times we saw it, they really they didn't do a whole lot with the extra open ice, in my opinion. So we'll see if that's something that's changed from last year to this year. But that's, I mean, imagine it would have to, but it certainly was not one of their strong points in the 21-22 season.
As there some clock issues that we're trying to work out here. As 1:35 on the clock for the Hillard penalty, 2 minutes for Palumbo. So we'll have a minute 35 of 4-on-4. Adamski wins that draw. Logis to Hodgson. Shovels it back. Back to Logis to Hodgson. Looking for the break, goes for Kramer off of his skate. Leaves it for Adamski. Puck picked up by number 20, the captain. Hodgson lines up his man and takes him down. Schnell had a chance, but Hodgson finished him off there.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong hit there from Hodgson to take puck from body.
Adamski taking it up himself, gets the line. Adamski circling, tried to go for Kramer, hits off a stick, gets his own rebound. Behind the net, Schnell picks it up for Rutgers, the captain, and number 20 for red. Passing back and forth. Rutgers going to carry it up now. Up the near side ball, it's Jennings. Shot, blockered away by Kevin Mackey. It's Hodgson. Tried to go for Kramer, just couldn't hit his stick. Schnell picks it up, a couple bodies fall, and Schnell got a chance. Schnell, shot, glove save by Kevin Mackey.
Well, we've seen that a lot of times over the past couple of years here at the Clearview Ice Arena. Kevin Mackey flashing the leather in a one-on-one situation and is able to make the stop and keep this one tied at 0.
One of the best to ever do it in a Colonial uniform, Mr. Kevin Mackey.
Coming back for his graduate degree at the moment and also a graduate season here for the Colonials.
We're happy to have him back in his first time back on Clearview Ice Arena since last season. Ben Webster pulls up. The transfer defenseman, Draper, loses the puck. Rutgers is going to set up in the middle of the ice. It is the other captain, Cross. Leaves it back for McGinnis. To the middle, tried to go for Osmaniak. Intercepted by Webster in the middle of the ice, and back and forth the pinball, the puck goes. Gutierrez along with Draper. Webster up, finds Alejandro Apud. Apud chips it into himself. Apud's going to get his own rebound. Apud battling along there with Cross. Staying on his man, not giving up on that puck. Apud still fighting for it. Gets an extra check there from the captain.
Was absolutely hounding Austin Cross there on the backboards.
Intercepted by Reed, still bouncing puck. Webster's going to pick this one up, and he's going to send it the length of the ice. And now we are back to even strength. Palumbo bolts his way to the bench as Cam Smith's line takes the ice. Bouncing puck. Mickey's going to block this one down, and he's going to hold it as Macriocasas prevents any kind of chance in front.
Over 10 minutes away here in the first period. Neither teams with really a lot of quality chances thus far, which I'd imagine if you're on the Rutgers coaching staff is something that you'd like to see after how last night's first 10 minutes or so went. But yeah, both teams having a couple of opportunities, but nothing I would say particularly dangerous to this point.
Nothing crazy yet, and a couple of chances for both sides, just no one can put the puck home. So far, great games out of Mackey and Lacados. Up the boards. Kovac finishing his check. Whistle dead, and it'll be a hand pass called from the referee. And it'll be outside of the Colonial zone. Smith's line stays on him, Connor Moran and Tyler Kovac.
Macriocasas and Albert back on D.
Solid pairing. Both men can hit really hard and are really sound in their defensive zone. I was going to call that one, I believe, a high.
Yeah, no, it caught the glass separating the two benches there. So another puck out of play technicality, and we'll try it again, and maybe the boys can keep it down on the ice a little bit here.
A fortunate bounce there as the quick line change as Rob Burns' line takes the ice. Shot in by Kata. Mackey out of his crease to glove that one down along the glass.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, honestly. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a goalie catch it off like the boards there and have to drop it down.
Rob Byrne finishing his check on the blue line, shoveled in by Logis. Down to get it is Greg Kramer. Kramer battling for the puck. Bouncing around Byrne, loses it to Kata. Kata taking it up, he has Schnell with him. Kata bounces around Hodgson, closing him off. Mackey comes out of his crease. Up to Greg Kramer, bouncing it around still. Puck still in for Rutgers, still bouncing around, as that's going to be a no call.
Wow.
As Kramer got the stick caught up, but referee says otherwise as Kohlberg gets hit. The freshman getting his feet wet in his first action here on Clearview ice. Kohlberg on his back end. Line change behind him. Good job by him just to keep the puck in the zone. Draper battling for it. High is called off now. Through the middle, tried to go for Kohlberg again. Roman Kramer on the ice as well now. Kramer bounces it into Kohlberg. As they finish the rest of the line change off, Kramer applies the pressure. Kata loses that. Draper plugs it in. Kramer takes it himself. Roman Kramer shot off the pad. Loose puck taken away there.
That was a juicy rebound there for Justin Adamski. If it had bounced out a little bit differently, that could have been a quality opportunity.
Adamski shot blocked by McGinnis. Puck still bouncing around. Palumbo trying to fight for it. He gets taken down. Nothing there. Webster. A lot of trust in this young man from Coach Joseph, it seems like so far. Webster plays it up to Roman Kramer. To Tyler Draper through the middle, dancing around. Leaves it off for Webster. Tried to go for the stick of Palumbo, intercepted there. Through the middle of the ice. Played in by Ryan. Mickey comes out of his crease on his backhand. Up to Palumbo off the skate, trying to get there is Adamski, just a little off his reach, but Reed gets it. Adamski dancing through the middle, taken away by Jennings. Up the boards, now on Noah Nicholas. To Austin Albert, misses that, fans on the shot, and poked in by Rutgers. Number 12 in red sec. Around the crease, looking for somewhere to go. Up to the point, shot, bouncing puck, taken away by Nicholas. Still bouncing around. No one can get clear possession of it. Sec walks it on his backhand shot, shovels it just wide.
That was a pretty good opportunity there for the Scarlet Knights. One of the few times they've really been in tight with Kevin Mackey since that opening flurry in the first minute. Not able to get it on net, though.
Walker with a good shovel there just to get a line change. Mackey stops it and leaves for Austin Albert. Slowing the pace down is the defenseman. In sophomore year, Austin Albert. Keith Reed. Taking it behind his own net and coming hard up the wing. Gets shoveled off, hit there by Cross, but the puck ends up in the Rutgers zone. Puck bouncing around Walker. Shovels it to Apoud. Apoud to Reed, shot, bouncing puck. Nice save by Lacados with the pad.
Walker was trying to get on the end of that rebound, but just a little too far away from it, but the puck's going to maybe find his way back to his stick.
Walker.
Instead, it's going to be Scarlett coming up for Rutgers.
Good poke by Hodgson. Finds the stick of Reed. Up wide goes to Walker. Walker to Reed. Tried to go back to a Pood there. Just couldn't settle the puck. RMU off, has to touch up. And through the middle, played in by Gutierrez. Mackey leaves it out. Hodgson on his backhand, tried to go for Logis. As Rutgers applying the pressure down deep, 17, Paltinic. Schnell, bite off Connor Moran. Has a chance, Moran battling for it. 2 Rutgers players draped all over him, and he could not get away with the puck.
Reminded me a little bit of the rugby game we were watching this morning, just trying to drag defenders with him.
Taking a page out of it, I like it. Cam Smith, puck intercepted, it's Hillard. Hillard, toe drag, loses his edge, goes into the boards hard. Up the board, Hodgson, Moran fighting for it. Hodgson comes out of it. The freshman defender skating in. Hits off his own man, back to Kovac. Through the middle, tic-tac-toe, Smith just misses. Smith, Kovac, shot blocked. Again to Kovac, trying to chip it in. As right in front of the net was Cam Smith, just couldn't get the shot in deep as Mackey's gonna glove that one down.
And continuing play as well. I don't remember the last time we've had a stoppage in this first period.
It's been back and forth, nonstop action here. Through one period, 0-0, around the 4-minute mark to go. Draper tried to shake off his check. In front was Hillard. Just couldn't
That
get a
would have
stick
been
there.
an A-plus opportunity for Hillard if that puck didn't get through his stick.
Stuck block there by Connor Moran. Puck still bouncing around. Kulizwiski with the good opportunity. Kovac sends it the length. Are they going to call this an ice? Yes, they will.
And that will be the first stoppage in, I think, at least 4 minutes.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It was a wise play from Kulizwiski to slow down and let the puck roll its way down there. Take your good old time and get the icing.
Yeah, for sure. Under 4 minutes to go in this first period. One thing that I've definitely noticed from watching last night's game to today, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights have been significantly better positioned than they were last game. They've been in front of everything for the most part, not really giving the Colonials a lot of quality opportunities, and that definitely shows with the lack of high-quality chances on both sides of the ice.
Puck thrown down into the Rutgers zone. Kovac on the chase. Fighting for it, gets a stick on it. As Rutgers still gains possession, Hillard gets around Draper, trips on his own feet there, puts a shot on, Mackey with the save. Through traffic, the puck's going to work its way out to the middle of the ice. Cross is just going to send that one in. Blocked down by Benny Webster. Picked up by Greg Kramer. Throws it down as Lakatos is going to keep this one. It's now a little extracurricular as Kohlberg, the freshman, and the captain Cross get into it a little bit.
I think one of 2 captains on this Rutgers
Yes.
side, one of the co-captains.
Him and Scott Schnell.
Yes, yes. Both on that back line for them, both defenders.
As Byrne wins it to Kramer. Opportunity shot from Macrio Costas. Blocked. Battling for it is Kramer. Couple bodies in to help him out. Byrne. Back to Macrio Costas. Couldn't hit his stick as he's back to retrieve. Macrio Costas to Albert. Plays it to Kohlberg. Goes for Greg Kramer. He got one last night. His first goal, actually. It's Rob Byrne. He's fighting for the puck. Also down there. Nothing called. Putting on the brakes was Jennings. Up the boards. Almost into the bench. As that's going to be sent the length of the ice. As now Macri Costas gets on his horse. It wasn't going to get there in time for an icing. Chipped off of the stick of Kohlberg. As behind the play, a couple bodies changing. As Palumbo finishes his check along Scott Schnell. Schnell playing catch. Sends it up the boards. Tried to go for number 19, Scarietta. Macri Costas finishes his check. Around. Number 9, Levenberg. Battling hard with Adamski. Levenberg and Adamski. Adamski's going to throw it along the boards. Picked up by Rutgers again. To the point to Schnell. Carried along the line. Puck loose in front.
It was a good deflection there from Sek for Rutgers, but it ended up deflecting right into Macrocostas' torso as Palumbo here on a break.
J.L. Palumbo. Shot. Hits off the post.
Just
Palumbo.
wide.
A-plus chance. Looking again. Palumbo in front. Puck still loose. Back to the point to Logis. To Kramer. Working his way through the middle. Hits off of a stick and into the netting out of play. as Palumbo gets taken down as he was sitting parked in front of his net like he always is.
Gio Palumbo with probably the best chance so far in this first period for either team. Coming in on about a half breakaway, I would say. The defender was stride for stride with him, but too far away to make a play. And then the shot from Palumbo off the iron and out. Lacado's going to be pretty happy that one deflected where it did.
The right-handed shot, Palumbo comes in for this draw. Adamski to his right, Kramer to his left. Won by Palumbo. Adamski trying to fight for it. Rutgers defensive gets there. Trying to get it out, up the boards. Gutierrez sticks that puck down. Hodgson through the middle. Picked up by the Rutgers defense. Logis blocks the line, carrying it in. Palatenic sends it past Mackey. Along the boards, Palumbo couldn't settle that puck down as Rutgers regroups in the middle of the ice. So we approach the 1 minute mark to go here. Hodgson runs into the referee. Adamski to Logis. Logis through the middle, trying to hit Kramer in stride. He does. Roman Kramer making his way in. Shot hits off the pad there of Lacados.
That was a really quality pass, dropping it in between two different lines of the fence, finding Kramer. Kramer with an okay opportunity off of it as that puck goes up and out of the play with less than 40 seconds to go here in period number 1.
It's a good stick by Kevin Mackey as that 2-on-1 kind of opportunity was going back. Sticked away, and that's what we're used to seeing out of 30 in red, white, and blue.
I'm about to say, you have to be careful with what colors there because they're almost the same if you just replace blue with black here for the Scarlet Knights. I'm a big fan of the Rutgers jerseys. I like the black accent with the red and the white.
Very clean.
Yes, for sure.
Kata, 30 seconds to go here in period number 1, still scoreless. Caught a shot through traffic, knocked away by Ben Webster. Cross, middle of the ice, plays it in. Back to retrieve is Draper. It's Draper looking up, finds Reed through the middle, hits off the stick. It's Garrett Walker trying to poke it free. As now he just plays it in, gets bodied a little bit there. As now with 7 seconds to go, Rutgers is just going to hold it until the end of this period. A solid first period at that for both sides as the clock now hits zeros. And we're going to end this first period with a score of 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple interesting moments here or there, but definitely a tighter defensive game than we saw last night. If I'm the Colonials here, I think the big takeaway is that you got to find a way to get some more high-quality chances. They were really lacking some of the stuff up in front that they had last night. And if you're Rutgers, I think you're really happy with how this first period went. I think your positioning is a lot better than it was last night. You look a lot more structurally sound, and then it's just a matter of capitalizing now that you're in position much more frequently.
The solid 20 minutes in from both sides. Kevin Mackey and Jake Lacados keeping the scores tied at 0. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to play. We'll be right back after a quick intermission. As we welcome you back here to Clearview Ice Arena for period number 2 of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Robert Morris University Colonials. 0-0 after 1 of this back-to-back series between Rutgers and RMU. And a back-and-forth game it was, but nothing into the back of the net. But solid defensively and solid goaltending to start this one off.
Nothing into the back of the net. A couple that found iron, but that's not the netting that they're looking for here. Still nothing after 1. A very tight defensive matchup, as you alluded to so far, Caden. And quite frankly, I don't see that changing here in the period number 2. What I do see, though, is players probably getting a little more ambitious, a little more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Taking a few more chances.
Opportunistic.
Yeah. So which might lead to a few more odd man rushes, but I think they're going to be few and far between. So when they do show up, you got to capitalize.
My one player to watch this period is we saw it a couple times already with him coming up in the rush, but Hunter Hodgson. He's got himself into the play a couple of times and created some chances. For a freshman, his confidence level is off the charts. And I think he's one of the key guys to watch of maybe getting a good shot on net, get some sticks in front, and that might be the one way to beat Lacados going forward.
Yeah, I tell you what, speaking of which, what is his first name? Jake. Jake Lacados has had a significantly better day so far than he did last night. And a lot of last night wasn't even on him. It was on the defense in front of him. But I'm sure he's feeling a lot better here. First shutout period in 4 periods of play now against the the Colonials. So that's definitely got to be a momentum boost for him. And if you're the Colonials, you got to be careful about giving them too many saves, too many ways to build up that mental confidence. So sometimes if you hit a hot goalie, there's just nothing you can do.
As promised before the game by Austin, he is playing Pepas for Alejandro Apud.
Love that.
It's kind of this walkout song.
Is it really?
That's
actually
what
really
I was
fun.
talking to Justin Adamski about before the game. Is he said make sure you play Pepas.
Nice.
It's his go-to song.
Is that the one that gets him going? I love that.
As we saw the Mexican flag here yesterday held by Mr. Mickey, as RMU makes their way back out onto the ice.
Which means we're only seconds away here from getting the second period started here. And I personally can't wait for it, because then I will forget about the fact that I am cold.
You know, it is, compared to this morning, we are in a toaster pretty much.
True, but also compared to this morning, I am not wearing a jacket. So, for anyone who may have tuned in to women's rugby earlier this morning, we were outside on the Joe Walton Stadium concourse. Between the nearby rain and the wind, it was a bit of a frigid morning. But, you know, that is just the nature of it, and we're going to keep trekking on. It is nice to be indoors out of the wind at least. That much
It
I
is
will
nice,
say.
yes. It's one solid temperature. We don't have to worry about any rain. The only chance of anything that can hit us up here is a chance of flying pucks.
Yeah, that is true. Of which, if that is happening, we will have our resident D4 ice hockey goalie, Andrew Keel, on the spot to save us if a puck comes up near our heads. So I'm going to hold him to it, and if he doesn't, then I will be upset.
Well, I don't trust him that much.
Well, I do. So, you know, we'll split it 50-50.
His glove hand's his weak side, so let's hope he doesn't use his glove hand.
All righty, here we go for period number 2, RMU versus Rutgers.
The Adamski-Kramer-Palumbo line's going to get things started here in period 2. Down deep's Palumbo. Shovels it around to the point for Ben Webster to pick up. Tried to backhand it in, intercepted by Rutgers. Now the other way, Cadeyn on his horse, Draper back, and that'll be a Rutgers icing.
Surprising they didn't blow that earlier. Some of the RMU players were looking for the whistle earlier than when it actually came out, but I guess it's probably because the Rutgers player was kind of all over him.
It was a smart play there by Webster and Draper just to kind of hold them back enough to where they could get the icing call but also block off their man. Right-handed centerman Palumbo wins it forward, back to Adamski, shot, sails just wide. Draper tried to come up into the play, back to help out as Adamski. Through the middle to Palumbo. Palumbo leaves it for Kramer, cross the line, Draper has to touch up with the puck. Palumbo back on side, shovels it in and around for Kramer to grab. Kramer shovels it deep for the stick of Palumbo. In front, tried to go for Kramer, crashing in. Couldn't hit his stick. Cadeyn carrying it up, 44 in red. Hands it down, Mackey's going to stick it away for Draper. Pressured hard. Palumbo sends it up towards the Rutgers bench. They look to get a couple of units changed here. Kramer finishes his check off on cross. Bodies bouncing around, including Draper. As Logis sends it up to Palumbo. Intercepted there by Sek. Down low to Hillard. Hillard's shot blocked. Rebound in front. Knocked away with a stick by Kramer and Mackey. Pad save by Mackey again. Palumbo shoveling it on his backhand to get that out into neutral territory as Rutgers going to send it in. And RMU gets a quick change. Bouncing around, Ben Jennings from New Brunswick sends it around. Defenseman wearing number 3. Up the boards it goes through the middle. Sticked away by Lotus, picked up again by Sek. On the backhand. Sek. Poked forward by Apud. Puck still bouncing around. Hit there by Garrett Walker. To the point. 19 Scarietta. Sends it low. Puck still bouncing around. Taken away by Reed. Chips it forward. On the horse is Apud. Apud has to touch up now.
Wow.
Good keep.
Doing the splits to stay on side.
Apud walking in shot. And an easy save there for Jake Lakatos.
I tell you what, that was one of the niftiest ways to stay on side I think I've ever seen. I saw him last night before the Friday night game. He was really he was looking like he was doing goalie stretches, to be honest with you. And I guess it paid off there because he nearly was fully horizontal with the ice.
Between him and also Garrett Walker as well, both keeping their skates down and stretching across as they waited for Keith Reed to come in with a puck. Great work from both the freshman wingers. Shot opportunity there, bouncing puck around. Kovac tried to get there. Up the boards it goes. McCrory settles it to Smith.
The poor boards are getting abused down there. They just keep whacking the puck off of it repeatedly. Tough landing there for number 23, Tyler Kovac.
As a hit takes place from Connor Moran. McCrory finds Kovac. Kovac gets the line and sends it in as he's checked hard along the Colonial bench. Moran to Cam Smith. Smith tried to go for Kovac. Good save by Lakatos as Kovac lost an edge coming around the net. George McCrory bouncing for it. Austin Albert back to retrieve, sends it along. Takes an awkward bounce into the Rutgers zone as a couple units changing for the Scarlet Knights. Albert's stick gets lifted, possible 2-on-1. The other way, it's Osmaniak getting down to block. Good play there from the Colonial defense. George McCrory laying down with the body.
Tell you what, I'm pretty sure that dude's 6'3" or 6'4" as well, so that was all that frame needed to break up that pass attempt on the 2-on-1.
It only says 6 foot in the program, but on skates, that's easily 6'2", 6'3".
Well, maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Oh, I was thinking Lance Cotton. He was last year's big fella. No, Matt Cross a little shorter than I initially thought there. I was thinking Lance Cotton from last year.
Big 6'4", big rig Lance Cotton.
It's a shame he is has since graduated. I think he graduated from the program. Or something like
he
that.
graduated from the program.
Yeah.
As opportunity burn. Trying to get to that puck. Played in by Greg Kramer. In to touch up is Trevor Kohlberg. Out of his net is Lakatos to settle the puck down. Taking his time behind is number 58, Skilarenko. Clips it off the boards. Draper settles it. Sends it up. As Suliev, injured last game. Good to see him back out on the ice again. Number 37 in red. Burn as a big hit there from Ben Webster gets taken down. And we'll see what comes out of this as Ben Webster took a weird and awkward collision there.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not really sure what's going on, to be honest with you, unless they're pulling. No, it's just going to be a face-off.
Not sure of why the whistle was blown, but
maybe the puck got out of play or something. I admittedly, I was actually talking with our producer when I had that happen, so.
It's all good. But stoppage of play, first line's back out there now. The Palumbo, Kramer, and Adamski unit looking to get things going for the Colonial offense. Palumbo shoves it to Adamski. Adamski stops to Kramer, hits off the post.
Oh, man, that was another quality opportunity. This first line for the Colonials starting to heat up a little bit here. Could not quite get it to go, though. Great patience from Adamski to wait out the defense to try and set up Kramer, and Kramer just hit it off the base of the post.
So now the Scarlet Knights coming in. Hillard shot into the breadbasket for Mackey, and he covers that one up.
Almost 5 minutes away already in the second period, still scoreless. And both teams getting some chances here or there. It's not really evident what I would say, I think, as far as which team's going to be the first one to strike here.
Levenberg on the draw for the Scarlet Knights, loses it low, just up the middle, finds Roman Kramer. Kramer walking in, leaves for Adamski. Adamski back to underneath the net, picked up by Jennings. Hodgson to Palumbo. Sticked up, Palumbo puts the glove on it. Keeps the puck in the zone, battling for it still. Adamski pokes it forward. Another chance by Jennings. This time he gets it out, and that'll be a high on Hunter Hodgson.
You know, if Palumbo had any more control on that tip off his hand as well, they also probably could have called a hand pass. So all sorts of like, hey, you can't really do that one happening on that play. And no matter which outcome of it, it will be a draw in the Colonials' defensive zone here. Scarlet Knights looking to potentially get a couple shots on goal.
The Reed unit is out there along with Noah Nicholas and Austin Albert. Puck bouncing around, still picked up now by Garrett Walker. Walker leaves for Reed. Reed dancing. Reed shot, saved by Lakatos with the pad. Albert slipped down by Reed with his hand. Reed around the net. Shakes off a hit, continues after the puck. Puck bouncing around, picked up by Alejandro Apud. Walker tried to go for Reed, couldn't hit his stick. To the point, Austin Albert. Shot blocked. Albert walking in. Another block shot. Apun at the point. Dancing with the puck. Puts on the brakes. Back to Albert. Shot hits off a couple body swords and net blocked away. Reed's shot sails around the net and all the way back for Noah Nicholas to chase down.
We're going to give Lakatos some credit there on that save. It was a tough angle to score from, but he had to react to it quick, and that is going to be offsides for the Colonials. I think Cam Smith came in a little too early.
Yeah, as they're trying to get that line change on, as Walker was holding it, I think it was the line change of Moran and Smith, and they're just a step in front, it looked like, trying to beat the rush. So now Kovac steps on the ice as well.
I'm about to say it'll be the Cameron Smith, Kovac, and Connor Moran line here for the Colonials with Webster and Draper on defense.
As Mackey out of his cage, plays it along to Moran, chips it forward to Smith, loses the puck. Picked up by the captain, Schnell. Draper battling for it. Smith on his back end, shovels it. Souleve on the chase. Down low to Amzaqueta. Puck still bouncing around Amzaqueta. Behind the net, shoveling. Souleve getting it as Webster chips it off the boards, off a hand. Puck still bouncing around. Rutgers with possession. Souleve shot and glove down by Kevin Mackey.
Nice shot there from Souleve. It's good to see him back on the rink every time we get to see him as well. Although in that situation, an even better save from Kevin Mackey to keep this one scoreless.
As now the Byrne line comes on for RMU. Byrne wins it back. Logis, the senior defender, loses possession of the puck behind the net. Fighting for it. Logis around. Picks it up, sends it for Hunter Hodgson, along with Trevor Kohlberg down there to help. Logis gets it again behind his own net. Up to Greg Kramer as a Rucker player takes a tumble into the boards.
Trying to see who that is. That was Jennings with a bit of a flat tire there, and it might lead to a Colonials opportunity. Although at this point, with everyone getting back, I say that opportunity may be missed.
Kramer and Byrne leaves it up to Kohlberg. Kohlberg to Byrne, couldn't handle the pass. Now the point to Hodgson. Hodgson shot right in with traffic in front, and Lakatos covers it up.
I would say, though, for the amount of traffic that was in front, Lakatos had a clear line of sight from that one. So not a particularly dangerous opportunity there from Hodgson. I mean, you're able to, through traffic, you can always get a weird deflection here or there, but he had a nice lane, the goaltender did, to see that puck coming all the way in. Not too difficult of a stop for the Rutgers netminder, and we still remain 0-0.
The changing of the guard here as Adamski's unit comes on. Adamski, Logis, sends it down for Kramer. Can't get there, Kata sends it out, picked up by Hodgson again. At the point, shovels it down. Palumbo to go pick it up. Behind the net is Adamski. Kramer coming to help out behind the net. Kramer shoveled in front. Good stick by the Rutgers defense. Hodgson picks it back up. Along the wall. Kramer, sharp angle shot goes wide. Picked up through the middle. Here comes Hillard. Slashed away by Hodgson. Now going to be out of the zone. Adamski's going to pick it up, and he has a chance. Adamski walking in. Palumbo shot, and right into the chest protector again. And Lakatos makes the stop.
Yeah, the Scarlet Knights defense are doing a pretty good job right now of keeping the Colonials wide to the boards, not really giving them anything in too tight. And that's been the theme so far of the game, I'd honestly say, is that both teams have done a really good job preventing the real high-danger opportunities. So neither team has had not a lot of shots to begin with, but even the shots they have had have not been from particularly dangerous scoring areas.
Reed wins the draw back. McCrory got a shot, and easy stop there for the netminder. Back to the draw we go. Keith Reed wins it back. Puck bouncing around. It's taken away, and now a chance the other way. It's Scarietta. Scarietta on his backhand shot, crashes into Mackey, and he immediately goes down, takes cover to his head as he is down and in some discomfort.
Yeah, that was Scarietta was coming with a full head of steam, and it was unstoppable force meets immovable object of net, and Scarietta coming in at top speed there. Mackey back on his feet here, but this helmet was knocked off, so we're gonna hope he's okay.
Yeah, he's just gonna take a moment here as RMU is not very happy with that at all. As the trainer is making his way on and now off the ice, as Mackey says, I'm good, which is a bright side to see here as he had a man crash into him at full speed. Mackey, the ultimate competitor, the ultimate warrior, and thankfully he can stay in this game.
Yeah, well, I'm just hoping it's not, you know, the bravado of like, oh yeah, no, I'm in, I'll stay in. Like, I'm hoping it's because he's actually like good to go.
So it'll be a penalty shot for Scarietta.
Penalty shot for Scarietta. Well, they.
So, Mike Scarietta.
This is easily the best chance either team has had here to break the deadlock. We'll see if Scarietta can flip it. Here he goes.
Scarietta coming on the left side, working his way through the middle. Scarietta to the backhand and
he
puts it over the glove. Mike Scarietta takes advantage of that opportunity, and Rutgers strikes first today here on Clearview Ice Arena.
Little forehand, backhand shelf it there from the junior out of Chatham, New Jersey. And that is the first goal of this one here, nearly halfway through the game. And it was just a matter of both of the Colonials defenders were trying to pinch, trying to hold them into the offensive zone. The puck got behind them, and Scarietta got ahead of speed back behind the blue line there for the Colonials. And after the subsequent attempt and then penalty shot, and immediately Rutgers is going to the box.
Yeah, that was.
I think it's Scarietta too. Or no, it's Levenberg.
That was the quickest penalty off of a goal I've seen. But Max Levenberg, the junior forward, heads the box, and now RMU has their best chance.
I would certainly say so. I mean, and it's no question on that battle. I mean, Levenberg had it right in Adamski's skates, and Adamski went flying like he was Superman out there. So
it'll be Palumbo on the draw. Reed to his right, Draper to his left. Kramer and Adamski playing the points. Back it goes to Adamski, shoveling it low. Draper gets to get on the chase, takes a weird bounce. Draper to Reed. Up the boards, tried to go for Kramer. Can't hit his stick. Mackey's going to come out of his cage a tiny bit to leave it for. And now he's going to pass it up to Palumbo. Palumbo to Kramer. Working his way up the ice. Roman Kramer has Palumbo crashing. Tried to get his stick. Couldn't hit it there. Reed tried to go for Kramer again. Around the net. Draper fighting for it. Ends up on Palumbo's stick. Back to Keith Reed. Reed looking. Reed tries to go across the Palumbo, can't hit it there. To Kramer on the point. Kramer walking his way along the line, switching spots with Palumbo. Over to Adamski. Shot tried to go over the shoulder. Good save there by Lakatos.
It hit something. I thought it caught the knob of the stick on its way out. There was a solid thunk, but it was not a metallic one, so I think Lakatos' stick is what sent that one up and out of play.
I think he's looking at the stick saying, thank you. As Adamski was looking to go right under the bar of his blocker side.
Yeah, he was looking to go top corner there, blocker side, and the stick denied that one. Still a minute 10 on this power play, though, for the Colonials, looking for an equalizer.
Reed takes a tumble. Puck trying to get out. Kramer keeps it in. Around the boards, Palumbo and Draper on the chase, trying to get it up. Rutgers can't get it out. Palumbo sending it deep. Reed now has to go get it. Reed hits Jennings. Puck still loose between the skates. Draper hits a man along the numbers, and they're going to call that one.
I think
looks
like cross
Draper for cross check, yep. We wait for the official word, but another power play opportunity, another 4-on-4 chance now as number 17, Tyler Draper, the guilty party.
If I'm not wrong, I think that might be his second penalty of the game. I think he had one back in the first, didn't he?
That was Palumbo.
Oh, that was Palumbo, right.
He had a penalty last night.
Yeah. 16, not 17.
Yes.
Gotcha. Either way, still 4-on-4 here. Kind of an uneventful first time they were at 4-on-4. Let's see if that changes at all here, especially because this will end if no one scores anytime soon with a...
Three freshmen on the ice for this 4-on-4, and Apood, Walker, and Hodgson with the veteran Blake Logius. Playing it along, intercepted by Hodgson, makes a nice little deke. He's going to send it up, try to get the stick of Apood. Apood chasing it down. He almost had a step there, but the referees are going to call the icing call.
Yeah, he was alongside, but not ahead of.
But it was confirmed there, Draper for 2 for cross-checking, as we wait to put that onto the score clock.
Yeah,
Yes.
going back to that cross check in the corner, it was kind of at a weird angle. I think he was trying to hit more of the side of him, but with the way the boards turned, he kind of just hit him right in the back, and the Rutgers player went down, and the ref was right there, so it wasn't a hard call for them to make.
Picked up by Hodgson behind the net. Tried to go for the stick of Walker, bouncing around. Walker picks it up again. Diving for it, loses his edge. Rutgers holding the line, shot opportunity, takes a weird bounce. Mackey's going to cover that one up.
Yeah, I think it caught Hunter Hodgson kind of on the way in, and all of a sudden it went from a fastball to a knuckleball on its way into the Mackey there, but able to recover nicely, hold on to it, and we'll get another faceoff.
Switching the offensive pair, Roman Kramer, Justin Adamski.
Only 12 seconds left in this Rutgers power play, so they're going to get a little over a minute of a power play here in just a few seconds.
Adamski finishes his check. Hodgson, Logis. 3 seconds and 2, and now it is a 5-on-4 for the next minute and 10 seconds. Logis plays it up. Kramer is going to walk his way in. Kramer, drop pass, Adamski. Walking in, Adamski shot, puck loose. Kramer tried to put it home, saved by Lakatos. Puck still batted around. Adamski and Kramer trying to get something going here. Rutgers now in the zone trying to set up. Sticked away by Hodgson. Takes a tumble along the point. Kolozwiski playing catch with Schnell. Down low. Intercepted by Adamski. Stops, puts on the brakes. Tries to get the puck out, get his stick lifted. Gets the puck right back and gets it out of danger. Picked up by Schnell now. Schnell through the middle, tried to go for Hillard. Missed pass Hodgson. Can't get it out. Plays along the other side board. Schnell's going to pick it up. Played down again. Kata to Hillard. Back to the point to Schnell. Schnell to Kata.
Only 5 seconds left on the power play here. If they want to capitalize, they would have needed to get a shot off, and instead it trickles out of the zone. And Draper has now returned to the ice.
A good kill for the Colonials. Spent a lot of that time in the offensive zone. Smith stuck in his skates. Chance here for Rutgers. Back and forth, sticked away by Mackey. Kata. As Mackey's in some pain, it looks like. Maybe got a stick up high, maybe in the chest or throat area.
Maybe.
Jennings. Low to Hillard. Hillard through the middle. Shot blocked by Roman Kramer. Puck still bouncing around. Cam Smith can't get it out. Moran now trying. As now it squirts out. Roman Kramer comes the other way. Kramer walks through. Kramer shot. Saved by Lakatos. Schnell hit by Cam Smith fighting for it. Trying to go around the boards. Takes a weird bounce. Blocks trying to pick it up. 81 in red. Up the boards to Hillard. Hillard, shot blocked by Makriokostas. Makriokostas finishes his check on Hillard as they fight for the puck. Makriokostas up to Kovac. Played by Makriokostas, he's going to take it himself. He has Connor Moran with him. Drops it off. Moran shot. Rebound loose. Swallowed up by Lakatos.
Yeah, I mean, that one kind of handcuffed Lakatos a little bit. It caught him up near, like, the neck shoulder area. He kind of had to shrug it down and then cover it up. Luckily for him, though, it was not really any sustained pressure in front of the net from RMU. It was more of just an off-the-rush sort of chance. So able to cover it up and draw the whistle for the faceoff.
Rob Byrne on the faceoff. A left-handed shot out here with Kohlberg. And Greg Kramer. One back. Greg Kramer. Puck intercepted by Rutgers. They try to go the other way. Shot, and they were offsides. Just a step on, I think, was 72 Osmaniak.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. I think it was Kolozwiski who was trying to drive it into the zone, and it just his teammate got a little bit ahead of him there, and they'll try it again from outside the zone.
Puck's on the line. Webster trying to play it out. Puck bouncing around. Picked up now by Platinik. Patted away by Mackey. Rob Byrne up to Kohlberg. Kohlberg retreating. Goes to Ben Webster. Up the boards. Chipped ahead by Greg Kramer. Finds a stick of Trevor Kohlberg now. Kohlberg walking his way in. Gets tripped up a little bit. Taken away by Platinik. Greg Kramer on the body there. Picked up now by Tyler Draper. Sent around. Ben Jennings is going to chip up from his defensive spot. Sent around. Draper's going to pick it up again. Along the point, Captain Schnell for Rutgers. Block shot by Kohlberg. Now the other way, it's Greg Kramer. Greg Kramer shot, loose, picked up by Draper, walking in, loose again, Kramer again, behind the net, looking to burn, shot, saved by Lakatos.
That Draper shot from the point nearly found its way home. Lakatos got tied up with one of his defensemen. Their sticks got crossed or something, and they were trying to free themselves from each other as Draper tried putting that one in. And I think it hit his skate in front and maybe missed the near side post by a couple of inches.
Alejandro Pood on the draw. Can't win that one back, but on is Garrett Walker. Along the boards it goes, backing up his low. Just big hit there by Keith Reed. Puck sent in. Lakatos out of his crease to stop that one. As the cross. Playing catch with his defensive partner. Through the middle, glove down by Garrett Walker. As that'll be a hand pass called as Keith Reed touched it. And we'll get the draw outside.
The Colonials coaching staff not super thrilled with that hand pass call because they said it was more of just a kind of batted it out of the air than trying to push it any certain direction. But, you know, I'm actually going to just say that, you know, it's a tight play and the refs made the decision that they felt was right in that scenario, and I'm going to agree with them on that one.
Exactly. He's down low. Walker.
Oh, big hit there. Walker met, who was that? Number 58, Nick Skilarenko. And Skilarenko kind of got sideways.
It's a good hit from the freshman, 27 in white. As Solove walking in, Walker on his back end is now to retrieve his Logis. A couple Rutgers players changing behind the play. Walker has a man behind him, Solove. Walker keeps driving forward, sent along the boards, takes a bounce in front, and Lakatos is going to cover it up as Schnell takes a little exception to Alejandro Pood.
Well, Pood came in with a bit of speed, and he checked up, and you could tell he's like, hey, I'm not trying to hit the goalie here. He put the hands up. He's like, look, I was just trying to stop, and Schnell was like, all right, just don't do it again.
Rewarding shot, kid. It'll be Adamski on the draw now. One's back to Palumbo. Tried to get the shot off, blocked. Palumbo sending it down to Kramer. Kramer around the circle, drops it off. Tried to go back. Skilarenko is there. Now Scarietta, the goal scorer for the Scarlet Knights in this 1-0 contest. Scarietta working his way at the side, patted away by Mackey. Sek in front, puck's loose. Levenberg shot into the netting.
This is completely unrelated to anything, but Mike Scarietta, I think, has a perfect October name now that we've hit October. Scarietta, man, it fits right in with the whole spooky season sort of vibe.
I kind of like that.
Regardless, 4:30 to play here in period number 2. Rutgers leads by a score of 1-0 and has the offensive zone draw one back.
Roman Kramer along the Chick-fil-A wall, sends it along the boards, takes a check. Puck bounces out. Palumbo's just going to send it in to get the zone. 4:20 to go. Austin Albert plays it along, hits off of Kramer. Rutgers picks it up. Adamski on the chase, finishes his check. Palumbo gets down there. Over the head of Noah Nicholas it goes, all the way down for a Scarlet Knights icing.
You haven't seen nearly as many icings out of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights as we did in the first period here. But that's also because they've had control of the puck a lot more than they did in the first period, as Lakatos is handing one of the linesmen a broken twig. Not entirely sure which team that belongs to, but I'm going to guess probably... Nope, the Colonials bench. Okay. I think it might have been Palumbo's. Maybe that's what happened on the shot. Maybe his stick just snapped.
Maybe. It's down low to get it's Moran. Up the boards to Kovac. In front tried to go for Smith. Can't hit his stick. Webster. Low to Kovac. In front. Can't find the stick of Moran. Rutgers playing the puck out. Walking it in. Sek fires it wide. Goes to get a change. Kovac. Plays catch with Webster. To Moran trying to chip it forward. Now picked up by Kata as the Rutgers group looks to get something going. Through the middle to Hillard. Webster trying to block it off. Shot sails over the head of Mackey. Puck still bouncing around as we approach 3 minutes to go here in period 2. Webster to Moran. Cross ice pass to Kovac. Stands up on his hit with cross. Lost his stick in the process, though.
Neither man went down, though, but
big hit from
Jennings
Cam
just got
Smith.
hit by Cam Smith pretty good, yeah.
There's now Moran to Cam Smith. In front, shot shouldered away by Lakatos. And now Moran gets dragged down to the ice by Jennings. I'm sorry, Cross. As Moran's looking for a call, saying, how is there nothing there?
Yeah, I don't think he's the only one. I think there's a couple missed faces on the Colonials bench as well who are wondering about that one.
If I was
Either
not
way.
mistaken, it was a hook and just dragged him the whole way down.
Yeah, but the refs definitely are letting them play a bit more than they did last night. But, you know, regardless, you don't like seeing some of the stuff after the whistle, but that's neither here nor there as this one is resumed back with Blake Loges on the retreat.
Down to Chase's Keith Reed. Picked up by Loges in the middle of the ice, turned over. Osmaniak. Now Reed chips it in, trying to get after that puck. Schnell's there as well for Rutgers. Sent down, Hodgson. Plays it wide. Walker and Reed trying to fight for that puck. Loges comes in to help, finishes his check. 2.5 to play here in period 2. Platnick comes in, hit hard there by Hodgson. Mackey sending it around. Reed picking it up, skating with it. Tries to go for Walker, settles that one down. Garrett Walker shakes off a check, still has the puck, leaves for Reed. Reed on his backhand, leaves for Walker now. To the point. Hodgson holds the line, tries to shoot through traffic, picks up the puck again. Hodgson working his way in, can't find the stick of Reed, now he has to get back. Sent the length of the ice, and on the edge there was 19 in Red Scarietta.
Yeah, he beat out the icing play, out-legged it toward Loges. Loges started a little closer, but at a worse angle to get to it, and Scarietta beat him to negate the icing.
Hit off a stick of Adamski. Sent the length of the ice. Hodgson is down there, but they're going to call an icing on Rutgers here with 1.5 minutes to go.
I got to imagine if you're the Colonial side right now, you got to really be thinking about if there's a way to bury one in the back of the net before the end of the second period here. I don't think they'd like to enter the third with a lead. I think they'd much rather be tied. I know an old quote from Mike Joseph last year was that he said there's nothing more exhilarating than entering the third period tied in a good competitive game, so I'm sure he'd love to see that. And just like that, he scores!
Gio Palumbo over the shoulder. Talk about right on cue, Alex. Gio Palumbo puts it home, and we are tied at 1.
Wow, that was a real bing-bang sort of play there. Colonials win the draw, finds it onto the stick of Gio Palumbo, who just rifles it past Lakatos, who I'm not even sure if he would have been ready for that shot to come in because that was such a quick bing-bang sort of play.
Gio Palumbo doing it himself. The young man out of Penn Hills, PA, back on the first line again with Adamski and Kramer and making it known as he gets his name on the score sheet here today. It's now 1-1 the score before the end of this second period. It's Lakatos. Tries to play it out, Kramer with the pressure. That RMU first line's now buzzing. Adamski across, Kramer as Palumbo gets taken down. Nothing called there. Scarietta has the goal for Rutgers coming in. Cross pass and a good block there by Austin Albert. Diving across, it's Gio's first of the season. Pass to Adamski coming up. Has a man behind him. Adamski. Kramer gets a primary on that Palumbo goal, and then Adamski has the secondary, that line. All each getting a point. Cross, shot, through traffic, saved by Mackey. Again, Kata. Stick taken away by Kramer. Byrne trying to fight for this puck.
The Colonials have to be careful not to give away the equalizer they just got here before the end of the period. They seem to be scrambling a little bit in the defensive zone.
Albert tried to go for Kohlberg. Kata intercepts, shot, sails past Mackey. Puck still loose, 10 seconds to go. Bodies flying everywhere now. Hodgson sends it out through the middle of the ice, picked up by Ben Jennings, 3 seconds and 2. And that's going to do it for period 2.
Well, that was an exciting last couple minutes of the second period, I must say.
That was a very fun end of the period. It all started with a Michael Scarietta penalty shot after Kevin Mackey got taken down kinda. Capitalizes on that one, make it 1-0. And then with under 2 minutes to go, Gio Palumbo putting the team on his back, fires one over the shoulder of Licados. And we're going into the end of the second intermission, tied at 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to say, both the goalies have had the really, the shots and the quality shots really started opening up in that second period, especially the later end of the second period. So both goalies looking pretty sharp at the moment here. I tell you what, Licados has got to have some pretty decent conditioning. This is now 5 straight periods he's been playing, and I have no doubt that he'll be playing the 6th one as well. But
probably. Just told from the PA announcer Welsh, 29-16 shots favoring the Colonials.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I would have thought it was a bit closer, to be honest with you.
I thought so, too.
Although it has been fair that the Colonials have blocked a fair bit of shots so far today. They have, I've been seeing, like, especially that one from Austin Albert on the 2-on-1 there right before the end of the period was really encouraging to see if you're the defensive coach there for the Colonials, making sure the team's really pitching in where they can. But I think we're set for a really, really good third period here.
It should be a very eventful third period. 40 minutes down, a tied score at 1. We'll be right back after a short intermission. Stay tuned.
8-2-9, 7-2, 6-1.
We are back for period number 3 between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Morris University Colonials. A back and forth second period started off with a penalty shot goal by Mike Scarietta. And then Gio Palumbo, with under 2 minutes to go, puts one home for the Colonials to tie this up. And now, a very key and a very important third period for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, looking at it from the Colonials' perspective, obviously that's the one we're more familiar with here, Caden. Not only for this game, but for the sake of their season, to get some forward momentum before they start rolling into conference play, like in its earnest. A win here would go a long way. Starting the year 3-1 has a very different feeling than starting at 2-2 after last week's loss to Canisius. So they're definitely looking to come out here in the third period and try and make some noise. I think Mike Joseph's got them fired up as well. It was reported that he was not very happy with how the teams performed through the opening 40 minutes here, so we'll see if anything major changes here in the next, the final 20.
We hope so, as that top line, you kind of saw the last couple of shifts from them. They started to get their feet under them, and then Palumbo puts it home. So it's all going to revolve through that top line. And then the depth. You saw the line of Reed, Apud, and Walker. They're getting into the dirty areas. They're getting shots on. It only takes one, Alex. It only takes one.
It only takes one. And with the way this game's going, I have a weird feeling that the one for whatever team it's going to be is only going to be one, and it's going to be some fluky sort of goal where it like bounces off of 3 people and in. I could see this being a 2-1 final. I cannot tell which direction it's going to fall just yet, though, because both teams, they've had their moments.
They have, and if we're riding off the momentum wave, it got to be the Colonials coming in hot here in the third period.
Yeah, I mean, they got the more recent goal. They were able to strike right before the end of the period there, and that's always something you think about no matter if you're the team that scored or the team that got scored on going into the period, because that's one of the last things that happen before you take a few minutes break. So we'll see which team is more engaged and more fired up here for the third. But yeah, no, either way, we should have a very entertaining third because someone's going to need to break the deadlock.
It'll be that second line to get things going. Keith Reed, the sophomore center. Garrett Walker, the freshman winger. And then the phenom of Alejandro Apud. And then on the defensive side, the transfer Ben Webster. And one of the captains, Mr. Tyler Draper.
Meanwhile, on this Rutgers side here, looks like they've got Schnell out there on defense. I could see Hilliard's coming in for the draw along with Cross and Kata. The other defenseman being number 77, Rich Kulazewski.
Here we go. Reed. Can't win that one back. Schnell plays it off the boards, try to go for 81 block. Putting it in. Mackey behind his net, settles it down. Webster. Both bodies go down. Skating out up is Reed. Reed skates around Kata, working his way through the middle of the ice. Going to get it now is Garrett Walker. Towards the net, bouncing puck settled by Rutgers. Is now Pood comes on the chase. Pass up to Kata. Blocked down by Webster, leaves for Alejandro Apud now. Apud through the middle, picks up his own pass. Along the boards, gets checked, puts the puck into the zone. Garrett Walker with the stick, leaves it for a Pood, can't settle it down. Now the other way. Kuliziski sends it into Colonial territory. Hodgson picks it up, makes a move around one man, chips it forward. Apood sending it down as he goes to get a line change. That top line now coming back on the ice of Adamski, Kramer, and Palumbo. Back it goes. Logis to Hodgson. Around, sticked away as Kramer puts it into neutral territory for Rutgers to pick up. Skating his way in. Jennings, shot sails past Mackey behind the net. Hodgson to Palumbo, skates and hits it, banks it off the boards. Adamski with one hand. Hodgson comes up to help. Wild stick there, pass to Kramer. Along the left side, Kramer dancing, shot as Palumbo gets driven into the net and the goaltender is down as now Hodgson gets hit after the whistle as Lakatos got hit as Palumbo's coming towards the crease. No goalie interference call though.
No, so it was Levenberg who had hit Palumbo into the netminder there. They were both crossing in front of the net. Levenberg tried giving him an extra shot as the puck was going by, and Lakatos was right in the path of Gio Palumbo there. So not really an intentional play, I think, from any of those three players. But either way, Lakatos back up, moving around. He seems fine. Definitely a lot faster to his feet than Mackey was earlier with the Scarietta part in the second. But it seems like everyone's good to go here. Just needed a second to collect themselves.
Face-off loss there. It's now Rutgers trying to get on their zone. It's Levenberg up for sec. Can't hit him on the pass. Logis intercepts. Hodgson pressured, and he gets thrown down. And that is an easy call as Hodgson's taking exception. It was Scarietta, the goal scorer, as Palumbo very vocal about saying that was pretty obvious, ref.
Yeah, Scarietta, there's no... He did the equivalent of basically the old Randy Orton draped DDT, just kind of got him around the shoulder and just dropped him. And, in the pro wrestling square, that's definitely encouraged. On the hockey rink, significantly less so. So the Colonials go into the power play here early in the third period, looking for a potential go-ahead goal.
So playing catch, Kramer, Adamski walks in, shot, loose, covered by Lakatos as Palumbo gets into it a little, and he does the classic Gio Palumbo. I'm going to poke for it, and then I'm just going to skate around the rink and get out of there. It's a wise play from Gio. He says, I'm looking for the puck, and as soon as that whistle blows, see ya.
Yeah, he got out of dodge pretty quick there. Reed on the faceoff here versus, I can't actually see who that is from this angle. I think that was 15, James Ryan.
Kramer, one time, shot. Blocked there. Reed, back to Kramer. Kramer playing catch with Reed. Kramer working his way into Adamski on the point. Adamski, pass. Kramer, shot. Saved by Lakatos. Draper in front of the net there. Another good opportunity as Palumbo takes his skate all the way back into the defensive zone.
Yeah, and the official call there in the Scariota penalty, unsurprisingly, was called a holding as he had grabbed him and pulled him to the ice. So.
I wasn't sure if you would have a holding there or a roughing or.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily super rough, but he had quite an armful of the Colonials players. So.
Kata sends that one the length of the ice. Mackey down to settle and leaves it for Justin Adamski. Adamski carrying. Finds Palumbo in stretch. Palumbo along the boards to Kramer. Shot. Can't get through. Picked up as Palumbo. Left for Reed. Reed shot now. Loose puck. Picked up by Rutgers. Now it's Palumbo to Draper. Bouncing it along the boards. Back to help his Kramer. Puck loose. Lakatos is down. Covers that one up as Draper tried to poke that one home.
Yeah, Lakatos doing a defensive barrel roll to make sure he stayed on top of that puck. The Colonials, a couple of pretty decent chances here in the first half of this power play. I wouldn't say they were A-plus opportunities, but I would rank them, like B++ or so, like a couple of decently quality opportunities. Little off angle, but in tight.
Reed wins it back to Adamski. Now to Kramer. Back to Adamski on the point. Shot through traffic. Bouncing. Palumbo coming in. Draper was held up a little bit. Nothing called. Kramer settling. Finds Reed. Shot, bouncing, Draper rebound, and he gets drilled from behind. That is a bad play there. Draper got hit along the numbers.
Yeah, that was Captain Austin Cross drilling Draper right down into the Rutgers netminder there. Locado's a little slow getting up. Hopefully he's okay because Draper just got plowed into him.
As there's going to be a penalty to Cross here. 24 minor cross check from the word from the official. As Chanel trying to argue the call, but I don't think there's much to argue.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there's much to argue there. I mean, Draper got hit in the back on the numbers. He wasn't, I mean, he was near the netminder, but he had stopped his forward momentum.
Yeah.
And then it was Austin Cross just drilled him into Locados, who's starting to get back to his feet now, but he's definitely taking a second to kind of collect himself here. Hopefully he's all right. He's had a couple of shots so far in this third period, both in situations of a Colonial player near the net where a Rutgers defender has hit the Colonials forward into him.
As the unit of the power play looking to set something up here.
It's going to be a 5-on-3 for the next 43 seconds. If the Colonials are going to get a go-ahead goal, this would be the opportunity for it.
Perfect opportunity. As now Joseph is looking for an explanation here from the referee about something. As RMU is going to take advantage, Gio, Palumbo, and Kramer are talking along the right side, using the time to their advantage here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Coach Joseph's confused about. I thought that would be pretty clear-cut.
Maybe looking for a 5?
I don't think it was that egregious.
Palumbo.
It was definitely a penalty, but I don't think it was a bad one.
Yeah. Kramer playing catch with Adamski, walking in. Adamski, block shot there by Kata. Kramer back to retrieve. 30 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Outlet pass to Palumbo. Through the middle, finds Reed. Tic-tac with Kramer. Kramer to Palumbo. Back over to Kramer. Kramer looking. Shot. Save there by Reed. Shaking off Kramer. Palumbo, top of the circle. Through. As he tried to go, puck gets knocked off. And now Reed was getting punched by Kulizinski.
I wouldn't necessarily say punch, but they definitely tangled up in a hurry. I'm wondering if someone said something, because that was on site from the moment that that puck left for the Kulizinski and Reed both go into the box. I think the refs are just trying to get control of this one before it gets too out of hand.
So as we wait, I'm guessing it'll be a rough for both sides. So it'll still stay 5-on-3.
Three Rutgers players in the box right now. It's getting a little busy down there by the scorekeeping.
So Hodgson comes on to replace as Palumbo. A faulty draw, and
the referee and the Rutgers head coach are starting to get into it now. The Rutgers head coach was trying to give him an earful, and the ref said, I'm not dealing with any of that.
As that puck gets sent the whole way down, Kata's on his horse. Out comes Scarietta. Hodgson to Kramer. Kramer all the way down. Played Locados. That puck bouncing around now. So 1:07 power play at 5-on-4. So it was officially roughing the calls on Kulizinski and Reed.
Which is not shocking. I mean, that was textbook roughing as far as coincidental minors are concerned.
Kramer, Palumbo carrying. Palumbo to Adamski. Shot. Glove
wow,
saving a
what
beauty
a
by Locados.
stop.
And now Palumbo is getting driven into the net.
There's a certain trophy where someone looks like, I forgot. He had both hands waved. He's like, hey, I'm just trying to get out of the net mouth here. But I tell you what, I'll give both teams both credit. The Rutgers defense very adamant about trying to keep the Colonials forwards away from the crease after the play. The Colonials forwards not afraid to drive the net during active play, and that's why they keep having these disagreements right in the net mouth.
Cam Smith wins it back, can't get it to Logis' stick, and now he got to get on his horse. It's Solove. Trying to get there. Now Moran crisscrossing with Logis. Behind his net, circling his way up. Stick tap to Smith. Picked up by Alejandro Apud. Apud through the middle. Cam Smith driving for it on his backhand. Pulls in front. Tried to get the stick of Walker. Moran settle. Walker with his hand. Coming around now behind the net. Walker tried to go for Apud. Missed pass all the way down. 10 seconds now to go on the power play. One possible chance here for the Colonials, if not a 5-on-3 count, and Oh, boy. Someone just got kicked out.
McGinnis. Kyle McGinnis has just been ejected from the game. He must have said something because there was no activity on the ice, but the ref just he was heading to the box and the ref said, "Nope, you're going out. You're done for the day."
So a 10-minute misconduct plus I guess a 2-minute unsportsmanlike plus whatever was supposed to be called before that?
I'm not entirely sure. Ref explained to both coaches now what happened.
As I've never seen more of a blank look on Mike Joseph's face than today. He is just so lost, it looks like, of what everything has happened in the last 5 minutes.
I mean, I can't say I blame him. I mean, like, the chippy part I get, you know. Both teams, it's a tight game. They're playing tough. The bigger confusion I've got is whatever the ejection was for.
We won't know, and probably won't know till the end of the stream.
I don't even think we'd know on stream.
Yeah.
But we may. We'll definitely have a conversation hopefully afterwards to figure out what happened there. But regardless, junior defenseman Kyle McGinnis from Foxborough, Massachusetts, ejected from this one on the Rutgers side, and a quality chance there for Adamski nearly found its way home.
Kramer looks Palumbo, point to Hodgson. Hodgson cross it with Kramer to the point. Logis shot blocked there by the captain Schnell. Kramer trying to get through. No, and they're gonna call that.
Yep. That they're gonna call that one a trip. Kramer got the stick around and got it. I don't know. It wouldn't necessarily say in the feet, but he got it wrapped around the player.
So there'll be a trip for Roman Kramer as the penalties keep piling up for both sides.
Yeah, they're starting to add up in a hurry here. And I would say that the look of the blank look has turned into the look of, you know, when you're laughing because you just can't believe something just happened. That was the face on Coach Joseph's face there. It's the laughing of like, all right, I can't believe that they really just called that. But I don't think it was necessarily a bad call.
Yeah.
Especially given the consistency of they've been calling a lot this period.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of everything. It's now so 10-minute misconduct, game misconduct for McGinnis, and then unsportsmanlike conduct added on. So then Kramer then gets penalty for tripping as the penalties keep rolling in over the PA. So a minute and a half to go on this power play, if you will, for the Scarlet Knights.
I'll say maybe at some point here we'll see a little bit of hockey being played.
Maybe. And there's still 13 and a half to go, so there's not a lot of time to work with. Shot here, block, rebound loose. Mackey diving across, puck still loose, getting out of there. Hey, there's Hodgson, Smith, Draper.
Hodgson was on the goal line, and that last shot there, the third attempt from Rutgers, had gotten by Mackey, and Hodgson cleared it off the goal line to keep this one tied.
So Adamski, Palumbo taking Kramer's spot on this penalty kill. 48 seconds to go. Good stick there from Adamski, and that puck's going to roll its way down all the way into Rutgers zone.
It's looking like it should be at Talladega today for the NASCAR races. That thing is making left turns and doing laps.
Carrying it up is Hillard. Hillard taken in, loses his edge hard into the boards, and they're going to blow the whistle dead as now Reed and Koloziski are free from the box.
Yeah. Hilliard up, he's moving around. He seems all right. Just a bit of a rough tumble there. He lost his footing around the low slot area and kind of slid into the baseboards. But the puck ended up right where he was, so the refs needed to blow the play dead in case he was actually, like, seriously hurt. But he seems to be all right. But good job there, I would say, from the refereeing corps just to make sure, everyone was okay before any of that advanced.
So the line changes continue to roll here, as it'll be Levenberg on the draw here against Palumbo. Shoved off, Kata walking it in as
a couple of players go down. Adamski and Olzmaniak get tied up right around the blue line.
Pass in front, shot.
Oh, what a stop.
By Kevin Mackey.
Mackey going post to post, gets the left pad on it.
5 seconds and 4. Roman Kramer is about to be set free. Picked off as keep going. Kramer walking his way down. Kramer, forehand shot, and scores! Roman Kramer straight out of the box, underneath the bar. Mr. Club Sports Athlete of the Year strikes and makes it 2-1.
Yes, sir. 2021 Male Club Sport Athlete of the Year for RMU. Gets one on the board there. He came out of the box, and it was Alejandro Apud who tied up the defenseman there right outside the blue line. They were fighting for the puck. It got onto the stick of Kramer. He came in with speed and did not miss. Nice, nifty little move there to give the Colonials the lead. 12-17 to play in the third. There's been a lot of things happen in this period.
And we're not even halfway there.
No, we are not.
Apud flipping it forward as Lakatos covers that one up. But Kramer, straight out of the box, head of steam, takes out the puck, makes a nice little move, kiss it under the bar, and make no mistake about it, Kramer's going to score on those every chance he gets. Reed winning it forward, putting it towards the net. Lakatos is going to cover that up again.
The moment there was a little bit of pace in the game, it has slowed right back down with a series of faceoffs. Although you can't blame Lakatos. I mean, whenever the puck ends up in your crease, you gotta cover it up.
Yeah.
So, especially with that much traffic in front.
As now another whistle is that hit the netting.
I was noticing a bit of a theme here. Although this one will be taking place out of the zone. It was singly off of the Colonials there.
So Kramer's second of the year, first of the homestand. So Alejandro Apud with his second assist in his ACHA career. As a shot on net there by Albert. The defense playing catch. Garrett Walker hard on the attack. Walker, as that puck's flipped towards the bench, McCrory plays it towards the middle. Chance here if Alejandro can get on his horse. Alejandro Apud pulling up. Throws it back down. Finds Walker, walking in. Tried to go for Reed, couldn't hit his stick there.
Good pass from Walker to get the puck to Reed past the defender, but wasn't able to capitalize with the shot.
Now the other way. Sek, shot, pad save by Mackey. Bodies flying everywhere. McCrory moves it up forward. Taken now by Reed as Walker gets a change. Reed, shot, sails around. McCrory down low.
You know, for a defenseman, he has covered all corners of the ice in about the past 30 seconds.
Backing up now is McCrory. As the line changes continue, Gio Palumbo, Roman Kramer step on the ice. Now Justin Adamski. 11 minutes to play here in period 3. Sent the length of the ice. And that'll be called icing as Hodgson was back there. And the puck will work its way all the way down.
Gotta tell you, Hodgson was probably pretty it was Hodgson who was pretty lucky there that they still even called the icing. He was just kind of drifting towards that one, and the Rutgers player nearly got around him to negate it.
So Adamski on the draw. Kramer lined up right behind him. Settled by Kramer. Played low. Adamski on the chase. Kramer footing off the boards. Puck's loose. Palumbo tried to chip it. Picked up now by Hodgson. Intercepted pass by Levenberg. Throws it in. Hodgson has two coming on him hard here. Oh, around the boards. Picked up by Palumbo. Skating with it. Through the middle, hits it off a Rutgers player as it rolls its way in. Kramer picks it up. Low to Adamski. Adamski trying to find something with the puck here.
Yeah, he looked for that short side wraparound, but the defender cut him off at the pass.
As no icing, Logis has to get back. Offensive unit getting a quick change. Logis to Hodgson. Through the middle, can't hit the stick of Smith. Will it be an icing? Yes, it will.
So this one will be coming back to the Colonials' end here. Just over halfway to go here in the third period. 10:05 we've got on our timer here. And the game has calmed down on the chippiness a little bit here ever since the coinciding penalties and the game misconduct and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully we can see some more hockey here through the way on out.
Smith lost that draw. Cotta plays it low to Hillard. In front, bouncing puck. Block couldn't get there. Now the point. Shot by Cross through traffic. Taken away by the defense. Hodgson now into the play. A fired shot there by Palumbo at the net. In the middle, block. Picks it up. Hit hard by Cam Smith. Hillard bringing it in. Draper there to meet him. Draper plays it along to Ben Webster. Webster to Kovac. Up the Clearview boards. Back to get it is Cross. Cross shoveling it Also, there's Ben Webster who throws it back in. RMU has to touch up. They do. And into the zone they can go. Moran on the chase. Finishes his check. Hillard through the middle. Smith can't hit his body check there. Hillard still carrying the puck. Tries to dance around Draper and gets taken into the net as they're looking for a call. Nothing, I think, will be called, though.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't look like it as much as the Rutgers bench asked for one. I tell you what, head coach Joe Dixon for the Scarlet Knights here has not been super thrilled, it seems, with the head referee here today. They've had some words for each other throughout the afternoon.
Smith loses that draw. Schnell plays down to Gutierrez, bouncing puck, tied up by Tyler Draper. Kovac with the chip, as he was there. That will not be an icing this time, as a couple Colonials make some changes. Apud on the pressure along with Kovac and Smith. Smith finishing his check. Mackey out of his net. Plays it to Ben Webster. Catch with Tyler Draper. Draper sends it around. Kovac lost possession. Rutgers. It's Schnell. Shot sticked away by Mackey. Still around, Alejandro Apud. Kovac. Through the middle of the ice, hits off one of the beams, and they'll blow the play dead.
Yeah, I was looking forward, didn't see it. Then I looked up and saw it ring off the yellow pipe on the ceiling and said, oh, yep, that's going to be a face-off. So
it's exactly where that puck went. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's every so often that happens around here. That just kind of deflects up pretty high. But 8:23 to go here, period number 3. Some quality chances on both ends so far, but only RMU able to capitalize on that Kramer goal with him coming out of the box.
As now McCrory Acosta sends his own into the rafters and out of play.
Yep, landing in the 1921 club, which is currently not open for anything at the moment, so no one had to worry about ducking except for maybe the EMT, who I think is standing over there.
Yeah, he is over towards the Colonial bench.
One nice thing I actually really like about this club hockey games is that there's always an EMT, no matter what RMU team it is, D1, D2, D3, D4, they all have the EMTs there, which is really
just
nice.
As Apud gets taken down awkwardly, and he's slow to get up.
Yeah, but he's skating back now. It was Kulizewski with a pretty big hit there, and Apud didn't really see it coming. It kind of hit him from behind. Not like a hit from behind, but like from an angle you really wouldn't have been expecting it.
Cross, Apud on the chase. Also Reed carried up. Cross to Gutierrez. Also there Levenberg and number 12 Sek. Reed settling it, knocks off the check from Snell. Walker on the chase. Reed picking it up. Also there Macrio Costas. Apud dancing around, takes one man down. Alejandro Apud carrying it in, dances around one. Behind the net, still has possession of it. Tried to go in front for Reed, couldn't get his stick.
Reed was able to get it off the skate, just couldn't quite get it to bounce off the skate back to his stick in time, and by the time he had a handle on it, he was behind the net. Nice little play there from Apud for the reverse hit, and then the walk around to get deep into the zone.
Reed to the point, Macrio Costa shot Kramer in front, good save. Buck still bouncing around, Albert walking in. Albert dancing with it, sends it low to Palumbo. In front to Kramer trying to settle it, just a little errant pass. Now Hillard the other way. Albert bodies him off, tumbles his way down. Hillard dancing in, opportunity shot, and scored as Block scores in a little extracurricular activity, but Nate Block puts it home, and this game's tied at 2.
Yeah, they had the speed coming in. The biggest issue there was that the Colonials found themselves with both defenders on the near side here. Both Albert and Macrocostas were on the near side, and when that fell apart, it was Adamski trying to get back in time, but it was just a little too late there, as we now find ourselves tied with under 7 to play. And yeah, here we go. I didn't realize Lakados had come out back to the bench area to high-five his teammates. I thought they made a goalie change for a second. I would have been really confused, but still Lakados just caught him when he was coming back from the bench to celebrate.
So the first line stays out to switch to defensive partners. As a goal from Nate Block ties this one up. Hodgson plays catch with Logis. Hodgson again. Through the middle, hits off the referee, and it'll go all the way down for a Colonial icing. As 6.5 to go here in period 3, and this should be a very, very eventful last 6.5.
Yeah, I'm about to say the complexion of the game has really changed over the past 30 seconds here with that goal. All of a sudden, we're back to how we felt entering the third period, which is like, all right, which way is this going to shake out? Because the Colonials have had the variety of chances here in the third. But with that goal here, the score would suggest the same, despite the shot total being in RMU's favor a decent bit.
Adamski blocked that one away. Palumbo trying to pick it up. Gutierrez hits him. Palumbo takes exception as that puck works its way into Rucker territory. Cross. Holds up. Adamski in front trying to wrap around. Can't get there. Puck still bouncing around. Logis taken down, and I think Adamski got a penalty for charging?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. He had the puck and was trying to fight it across to the out in front so he could try and get a shot off. And he, obviously, when you're that close to the net, you get hit from a couple of different people. And he seems just as confused as most of the rest of the folks here are. I'll have to see what they call the penalty on, because if anything, he was still trying to handle the puck.
Adamski for charging.
For charging. What did he charge?
As Coach Joseph is not happy with that call. And we don't have a replay, so I can't say. But discussions going on from both benches. So Reed on the draw to the point. Schnell, Walker out there as well. Under 6 to play now. Picked up by Sec to the point to Schnell. Schnell to Scarietta. Back to Schnell. Shot. Glove down by Kevin Mackey.
So there was a lot of S's on this Rutgers power play.
Yeah.
I was thinking they should get Salavi in there. Then they could have 4 of their 5 BSs. I don't think they could do a full 5 for 5, though. I think they only have 4 guys with the last name S. So. Oh, no, they could get Skrilienko out there. They could do it all 5. I tell you what, Rutgers should consider that for the future. Just get all the S's out there at once. Make it a commentator's worst nightmare.
Exactly.
This is a really critical PK, though, for the Colonials. That beautiful goal from Scarietta. What a shot.
That was a beautiful goal. Right under the bar. Mackey didn't have a chance, but Scarietta's second of the game. And now 3-2 Rutgers. Only 28 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, I mean, he got that puck right there in the slot. Did not wait even a split second before launching it. Mackey was coming across the face it, and he got him back going the other way, and it's just perfect shot, top blocker side.
So Adamski free from the box. 5:28 to go. So momentum favoring Rutgers now with 2 goals quickly. As the puck is won back, cross in his own zone. Around to Jennings, off the boards, off the stick of Hodgson, no ice. Hodgson pulling up behind his own net. Waiting for the breakout, leaves it off for Roman Kramer. Passing it to himself, makes a move around 1, make it 2, make it 3, put it to Adamski in the middle. Dancing in, Adamski, shot opportunity, save there by Lakatos. Logis working his way in the O-zone. Still bouncing around Adamski. Also there, Palumbo to Kramer. Kramer trying to fight with it there. Adamski trying to get that puck settled and sent out by the Rutgers defense. Hodgson to Palumbo, back to Hodgson. Hodgson in front, can't find Adamski. Back on defense though is Palumbo. Schnell carries it up. Schnell in front. Taken away was the pass. Kata. Checked by Palumbo. Blocked down there as well, tied up. Hodgson puts on the brake, sends it back to Palumbo. Up for Cam Smith. Smith sends it up. Glove down by Koliziski. Outlet pass to Block. Getting the line, and in they go. Block shot, sicked away by Mackey. Off the glasses, Kovac sends it over the hand of Koliziski, and that'll be a Colonial icing.
Less than 4 minutes now here in the final period of play. That top line there for the Colonials had a couple of chances there. They were buzzing in. A nice little play from Kramer to get the zone. However, nothing to show for it at the moment. Still trailing by a goal in the closing few minutes.
Cam Smith on the draw. A little bit of movement from the Rutgers side. Hodgson plays it up. Try to get a couple of line changes quickly. On the chase is Moran. Jennings pulls up Moran, still applying pressure. Smith now joining him. Puck bouncing out. Albert stops the puck and he's caught. Draper's the only one back. Walking in. Zek, backhand. Moving across. Albert clears the area. There were only 4 Colonials on the ice for a second there. Now picked up by Draper. 3.5 to go. Sent up to Keith Reed. Walking his way in. Reed. Shot. Save. Rebound. Kovac. Can't settle it. Now the other way is Scarietta. Has 2. Draper takes him down, and they're going to call that. And sounds like it'll be a Draper for a trip.
That's going to put the Colonials in a very tough situation here with only 3:14 on the clock. And 2 of that, at most, going to be on the penalty kill. That's not going to leave them with a lot of time. They're either going to need the shorthanded goal or they're going to have to make something happen with not a lot of time left here. However, Draper to the box for tripping. And now the Scarlet Knights with an opportunity to kind of really cement the lead here if they score another power play marker.
It's back to point Jennings. Shot, sticked away. Gutierrez. To the point to Kata. Can't get through. Adamski's on his horse. He got a chance. Adamski skating down. Forehand, backhand, tried to get through. Net was pushed off.
Now it's
and nothing in there.
No, that's still together, though. Adamski just out-hustled both Rutgers defenders to get that, though. That was an incredible effort.
Kramer down there as well. The other way, Kramer playing the body, trying to go for the stick. Adamski's hunched over as he makes his way to the bench, something to keep an eye on moving forward.
I think he caught a stick either to the stomach or the groin area coming around the net there.
One of the worst places to get a stick caught.
Yeah.
Logis in front. To the point, Schnell. Back to Schnell it goes.
And there are some extracurriculars around the side of the net here. I'm not sure who they're calling.
Hodgson's making his way as...
He's making his way to the bench. It looks like they're...
So the goaltender just got a warning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lakatos must have said something. I can't hear with the headset on, but Lakatos must have said something because the ref is not happy with him.
As now Hilliard's in the box, and now Lakatos is on the verge of almost getting thrown out of the game.
He's like pleading with the referee almost. What is? I don't know what's going on. I wish we could hear a little bit more of the arena audio without the headsets on here, because there must have been some stuff that's been said in this third period.
As now Coach Joseph is very angry, and he said, "I've been trying to call a timeout for the last 30 seconds."
Coach
And
Joseph
finally he got it.
calling the timeout here, so they'll take a minute to kind of
It took a
plan
solid
out.
30 seconds. Coach Joseph was going, time out. And the refs were just like,
Well, the ref was busy talking with Lakatos, who I think just looked at the referee and spit in his general direction, but from the far side of the rink.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there, I guess, as we are still in the timeout, as some teams are talking it over. I wonder what kind of set play we might see out of the Colonials power play, 4-on-4 actually. I'm sure that definitely changes the strategy on how you want to approach it.
So the penalty to Hillard was for holding Hodgson behind the net. So we got that confirmed now. We went waiting to see who is being sent out here for this 4-on-4. It'll be 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 10 seconds, which will take it down to 1 minute and 13 left on the game clock.
Rutgers looks like they got Levenberg, Schnell, who is that, the double goal scorer, Scarietta, and Kolosowski. On the Colonial side, it'll be Loges, Kramer, Hodgson, and Adamski.
So the opt with the 2-0-2D method, wisely I think, is Hodgson's going to line up behind Adamski. Good to see him back on the ice. Adamski tried to win it forward. Along the boards it goes. Logis backs up. Picked up by Kramer. To Adamski on the far wall. Kramer picking it up now. Kramer, fake shot, dancing in. Shot, rebound. Adamski, Hodgson scores! What a goal! Hunter Hodgson, his first career ACHA goal, and it couldn't come at a better time than right now. Kramer shot, Hodgson redeflect, and we are tied at 3.
Roman Kramer got that shot off while he was airborne. Got it in a spot where the goaltender made the stop, and it was deflected out to the far side of the crease where Hodgson was there on the back door to tap it in. Coach Joe Dixon for Rutgers not happy. He is giving the linesman an earful, and now he's trading places
There's a penalty.
with the ref.
I think maybe there's a penalty.
It is going
Yes, there's a penalty.
Kulisewski's going to the box. What happened here? So Hilliard's out, Kulisewski's in. Linesman is explaining to Adamski. The ref's talking with the Rutgers head coach and now Joseph.
There is so much happening that I am lost.
It's days like these where I wish we could mic up the coaches, but then also knowing the coaches that come through this league, maybe not a great idea.
5-on-4.
It'll be 5-on-4.
4-on-4.
No, yeah,
No,
okay.
wait.
Yeah, no,
4
because whatchamacallit, he's still in the box.
Draper's still in the box. So 4-on-4 again. As we still try to sort this out, but the Draper penalty, but then Kulisewski, and now Hilliard's back in the box.
Oh, because it would have been 4-on-4,
Yes.
so his penalty wouldn't have ended yet.
Right. So now is it, we're going to stay 4-on-3? Wait, 4-on-3 or 4-on? I saw a 3.
It looks like 4-on-4,
Yeah,
but there's another person in the box, but it didn't affect the people on the ice.
So now,
What is going on?
this is mayhem. Now Hodgson's wondering why there's 4 players on the ice.
Looks
And
like
I
Gutierrez
agree.
might be going to the bench for Rutgers. Yeah, okay, now the numbers are... No, wait,
now
Gutierrez
he's staying
is back.
on. What is happening?
Linesman saying 4-on-3. Gutierrez
Now
going back to the bench.
Now he's off again. What is happening?
This is a real Abbott and Costello sort of situation right now.
So puck drop down. 4-on-3 Colonials.
2 minutes left to go.
Yes.
Kramer's got the puck.
Okay.
I think we're back on the same page.
I think
here.
we're good now. Us, the referees, the coach, we're all good now. I think. Okay, so Adamski to Hodgson along the top of the point. Now to Adamski. So Kulisewski 2 for tripping is the call. Kramer walking in, shot blockered away to Palumbo.
I don't know the last time I've even seen a 4-on-3 power
Yeah,
play, to
it's-
be honest with you.
it's
It's
been a
not
while.
common.
Adamski, Kramer, shot, loose puck, got just wide. Hodgson with the goal, as previously mentioned. Assisted by 15, Kramer, another primary assist for him. And number 7, Blake Logis with the secondary assist. Adamski to Hodgson. Hodgson to Adamski.
The
Plays it
Colonials
over to
are out
Kramer.
now on 5-on-3 with the Draper penalty over.
Hodgson to Palumbo. Over to Adamski. Shot scores! Justin Adamski puts it home with 1:01 to go. And the captain makes this a 4-3 Colonial lead.
Well, that would have been the time to do it. They've got the multi-man advantage. It is... I feel like I should be talking more about the goal, but I feel like I want to talk more about the circumstances because this entire third period has been a nightmare to keep track of with people constantly in and out of the box trying to figure out how many people are supposed to be on the ice. But Adamski with the go-ahead goal here just north of a minute left in this one. Rutgers calling the timeout, trying to figure something out here for the final 61-62 seconds of this game. And we'll have to see what happens, I guess. I mean, this game's had a bit of everything.
This has been one of the most exciting games I think we've gotten to see throughout the past couple of years. And
It's been one of the most confusing, I can tell you
too.
that much.
But Adamski, his 7th of the season, assisted by Hodgson and Palumbo. Hodgson gets his first career goal to tie it up. And then Adamski, the man of the last 24 hours, 100th point, finishes his night with a hat trick. And now, as of right now, the go-ahead goal for the Colonials, as they'll still have a 55-second power play.
It is also worth
believe-
noting.
Yes, they will.
Worth noting, Justin Adamski, 7 goals in 4 games to open this season. He's on an absolute tear so far to start the year, but now it's a matter of the Colonials will have the power play advantage, barring any other penalties, for basically the rest of this game. It'll be 6 seconds of even strength if this penalty runs out. Can they hold it down with the man advantage?
As now Cadeyn making his way off the ice to make it an even 5-on-5 for the remainder 50 seconds here.
Goalie pulled, even strength here. Let's see what happens. Trying to flip it out. The Colonials can't ice the puck either because they are not the ones on the power play, so they've got to keep that in mind as well.
Correct. So moving forward, puck moves away towards center ice. Picked up by number 12 Sec. Back in their defensive zone. Whistle dead. And
What's happening
I
now?
have no idea.
Referee having another conversation with the Rutgers bench.
This is Cadeyn has now take a couple of words, and
I wonder if they were trying to flag it for having too many men on the ice, not knowing the goalie was pulled. I think that might have been an error on the referee.
maybe. But now Cadeyn is going to head back to the crease. Hilliard's going to come off for the time being. The puck's going to be dropped at center. Joseph says there are 6 on the ice. Anyway, Adamski wins that puck forward. Cadeyn hurries his way to the bench. As now Adamski is yelling.
They were yelling for too many men because
Yeah.
Cadeyn hadn't been back to the bench yet when Hilliard, or I think it was Hilliard, had jumped over. Regardless, 20 seconds to go in this game.
Puck bouncing around. Around it goes, taken away. Draper sends it the length all the way down. No icing. 10 seconds to go. Hilliard's going to hurry up if they try to get one more chance here. Length of the ice hits off the stick of Sec. 3 seconds to go. Draper going down. Finishes his check. And that is going to do it. His bodies go flying. Ref's going to try to hurry up and break this up. But the Colonials are going to squeeze out a 4-3 victory here today. And wow.
Squeeze out a victory is the only word for it. That was they escaped with a win here today against Rutgers. They got it done when it mattered, but boy oh boy was it dicey. Both as far as the on-ice play, but also trying to figure out what was going on with all the extracurriculars. There was a lot of stuff happening in this game.
There was, but nothing drastic, we don't think, has
Yeah, well, I hope nothing drastic's happened. But
with the one in Jackson, we don't know exactly what happened with that, and then all the banter back and forth. But in the end, the Colonials come out on top 4-3. A plethora of goals from both sides going into this third period. Hodgson gets his first. Adamski with the game winner. And a huge 4-3 victory for these Colonials.
Yeah, RMU will advance to 3-1 after this game here, going into their next week matchups. Who I don't remember who they're playing. I know they're on the
They're
road.
at Mercyhurst.
They're at Mercyhurst next weekend, and then they'll be home 2 weekends from now to take on the University of Buffalo. So a couple of a good points weekend for the Colonials, although definitely a lot they'll need to clean up moving forward, I'd imagine. Colonials salute the fans, and they'll start heading back to the locker room here. The coaching staffs for both teams having a quick word with each other. Nothing crazy or nothing. Just end of game debrief sort of stuff. As we're getting ready to wrap up here, I feel like probably from the Clearview Arena here. Who would you say your game MVP is here today, Cadeyn?
I'm going to give it to Hunter Hodgson. The game-tying goal couldn't come at a better time for him. His first ACHA goal and then the primary assist on the Justin Adamski game winner.
Not to mention he stopped one on the goal mouth back in the second period there, or maybe early third.
Yes.
That third period was very long. I don't entirely remember.
There was a lot that happened in that period.
But regardless, I'm going to probably have to agree with you. I think Hodgson did a really good job today. But, you know, good efforts all around from both teams. Much tighter game than we saw here on the Friday night one. But, yeah, I think that's all we got here from the Clearview. And last club sport game of the weekend as well.
Yes, it will be. Bearing a tape delay baseball game tomorrow that would go up onto the Twitch and YouTube channel.
Yes, which will probably take place in the middle of the week or so.
So possibly that to look forward to. And then next weekend, Division III men's home opener against University of Pitt Johnstown.
Yes, and that will be
Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Well, the warm-ups will start at 8. We'll probably start streaming around like 8:20 or so. But tune in for that one next week. That'll be Friday, October 7th, 8:20 p.m. D3 Club Ice Hockey versus Pitt Johnstown. For Cadeyn McCrory, I've been Alex Gagnon. Thank you all for coming out and watching some club hockey with us this weekend.